action in the NL West is heating up, Nika. The Padres now just one game back as of this recording of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it's getting heavy. It's getting hot. It's getting close. Last year, I don't know if I remember it getting quite this close, this early. A lot of baseball left to play, including 6 games coming up with the Dodgers over the next 2 weeks. Oh, it's going to be Stress City, and it's probably not going to be pretty on social media. So if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen, as they say. But we got a big story that kind of came across our desks last night in the meantime, and there's not a lot of media heads talking about this yet, but I will say the journalists out there are writing about this. That's for sure. And this is because the news is public record.
Okay.
The news of the day is that Shohei Ohtani and his agent are being sued after allegedly sabotaging a $240 million real estate project in Hawaii. That is the headline in a story by Yahoo Sports written by Chris Quick. That's C-W-I-K, by the way, and he is a contributing writer. This was published on August 12th at 7:52 a.m. Pacific time.
So it's a breaking story.
This is hot off the presses, and this is an off-the-field story for the biggest personality in baseball and another now scandal in the life of Shohei Ohtani. We are... 15 months removed from the Ippei Mizuhara breaking news story. That happened in Seoul, Korea, by the way, if you remember, before the season had even started last year against the Padres.
Oh, what's that theme?
Common theme, because the Dodgers will be playing the Padres this weekend. They're not playing them right now.
That's okay, but this story is breaking right before the match is coming up.
Well, this story broke actually last night, courtesy of the Associated Press, but we got a little bit more information from Chris Quick here this morning in his own write-up. So let's get through this article and talk about it.
Okay.
It says, Los Angeles Dodgers two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani and his agent Nez Balelo are being sued by a real estate investor and broker who were fired from a $240 million project in Hawaii, according to the Associated Press. Developer Kevin J. Hayes Sr. and real estate broker Tomoko Matsumoto filed the lawsuit in the Hawaii Circuit Court on Friday, alleging they were pushed out of the deal due to increasing demands from Ohtani and Balelo. The dispute stems from Ohtani's involvement in the Vista at Mauna Kea Resort. Ohtani signed an endorsement deal for the project in 2023 and was expected to act as a spokesperson and own one of the 14 residences on the property. Fascinating.
It is.
Fascinating. One of only 14. With the amount of money he makes, I would guess that is a pretty exclusive neighborhood, Nika.
I would say he could own all of it, but hey.
Yeah, that's a question. Why might not own all of it? Anyways, the project wanted Ohtani on board to, quote, create buzz within the Japanese luxury vacation home market, which is a primary target audience for the project. Interesting. So these are like international timeshares, huh?
Sounds like a money laundering scheme.
That quote was lifted per an investment brochure, by the way. It was believed Ohtani's attachment would help the developers sell properties.
Of course.
I wouldn't be surprised. The brochure also teased that Ohtani would, quote, spend significant time at the Vista in the offseason. Oh, interesting. And that he would, quote, construct a small hitting and pitching facility on the premises, per the Associated Press.
All these empty promises.
Yeah. I mean, this is all hypothetical, theoretical. I would guess that there's no guarantees that Ohtani would have to ever do any of these things.
Just all hypotheticals.
It's just being used as marketing text. Yeah. I would love to see one of these brochures to see if there's any asterisks or to see what's in the fine print, even just on the brochure.
Yeah.
Also, what does significant time mean? Significant time could mean a weekend to somebody. And, well, I spent significant time there.
I'm busy. I'm playing
busy
baseball.
Guy. I'm a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
But I have a batting cage to take batting practice for 2 days a year. Well, let's continue here. Hayes and Matsumoto alleged that Balelo started making threats and baseless legal claims to push the two out of the deal. They accused Bilello and Ohtani of, quote, abuse of power, adding that Bilello became a disruptive force after the deal was signed. So this is a lot of hyperbole. We don't get a lot of specifics here. We haven't read the lawsuit page for page and to see if there's any of these missing details in there. And it sounds like the media has not really read it either. Bilello reportedly made demands of Kingsbarn Realty Capital, one of the partners involved in the deal. The lawsuit accused Kingsbarn of, quote, capitulating to Bilello's every whim so it wouldn't lose Ohtani's endorsement. Eventually, Bilello was accused of engaging in a, quote, coordinated ambush to get Hayes and Matsumoto fired.
That's horrible if that's the case.
It's really interesting. It's like a hostage situation almost with contractors. Here is a quote from the lawsuit. It says, the lawsuit claimed Kingsbarn admitted Bilello demanded Hayes and Matsumoto be removed from the deal per the Associated Press. Quote, Kingsbarn openly admitted during the call that Bilello had demanded the terminations and that they were being done solely to placate him, the suit said. Quote, plaintiffs stand to lose millions of dollars in compensation tied to projected home building profit, construction management fees, and broker commissions. Ouch.
It's a lot of money.
It is a damn lot of money. Ohtani emerged as one of the best players in baseball after leaving Japan to play in MLB in 2018. After some excellent seasons with the Los Angeles Angels, he signed a 10-year, $700 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2023, and 680 of which is deferred, by the way. In his first season with the team, Ohtani helped lead the Dodgers to a World Series title. So just some word fluff here at the end of all of this. Wanted to get through this article because not sure what to make of this whole situation yet, but wanted to get through it so we could have a conversation about it. And I just want to ask you,
this was the end of it.
It is the end of it. And
Wow.
I guess I just want to ask you, is this going to get any more attention going forward, or is this kind of a nothing burger that is being written about here? And
the suits got filed already, so it's public record.
is this the type of situation you think that Ohtani is going to have to come out and make a statement about? Is the press going to start asking questions, or are they going to let it go? Like this story broke last night on Twitter. We saw it, and yet I didn't see any talking heads this morning bring it up. They of course mentioned the 42nd home run. They of course mentioned the fact that the Dodgers lost the game last night in Anaheim, but they did not mention anything about this Associated Press story, which again, it's an AP story. It's hard news. It's a lawsuit. It exists.
Right.
So why hide from it? You know, it just made me ask the question: is this going to get any more attention right now?
They got to get their talking points. They have to all get on the same page.
So they are going to ask questions about it eventually, but they are not clear on which questions they should be asking yet.
Right. And they also have to prepare a response for Ohtani because he is not going to be free willy talking to press. He's going to talk.
Oh, of course. But I'm just,
interpreter.
are they going to schedule a press conference maybe like Thursday on an off day, or, you know, and make a statement, or Friday morning, you know, before the Padres game, make a statement and then be done with it, not even take questions?
Well, I would say if there's more interest, if the reporters are asking questions, then yes, he will definitely have to address the issue.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there should definitely be questions asked here. You know, that's their job, whether fans of the Dodgers want to like that or not. You know,
their job.
Whether a reporter who's a fan of the Dodgers that covers the team wants to ask it or not, it's his job.
It's their job. Ohtani is very popular. This is a lot of money on the stakes. We're talking about Hawaii, which is part of the states. And
well, he deferred all this money, you know, which devalued. I mean, those millions are not going to be worth what they're worth today.
Of course not.
In 10 years from now. So to defer a large majority of your money, 680 out of $700 million deferred, and to devalue your own money like that, aren't you looking for ways to make up for it in life? And
I know.
What lengths are you willing to go through to do that? And we don't know these people in life. Yes, they smile a lot, but in my opinion, Ohtani hides behind his interpreter a lot. We've seen like Ellie De La Cruz, and we've seen other players. Ramon, who was it the other night on the Padres? I think it was Freddie Fermin last night. he got interviewed after the game, and he did it all in English, even though his interpreter was right next to him, because he's, quote, what he wants to speak in English to the fans, and he wants to practice his English. You know, a lot of foreign people like to practice their English.
Of course, Ellie De La Cruz is a great example.
And I just feel like he hides behind his interpreter sometimes because it's more convenient.
Well, and I also, that way he doesn't have to answer the hard questions.
And the media follows him around more. So it's a convenient excuse to not have to deal with him, unlike Michael Jordan would have maybe had to do, because everyone knew he spoke English. But he just kind of hides behind it a little bit, I feel like. And it's just this layers that the Dodgers do that annoys me a little bit, where I feel like Dave Roberts hides behind Ohtani, and Ohtani hides behind his translator a little bit, and we get these half-baked word salad generic answers, and we never get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, and nobody pushes.
Nobody pushes because it's inconvenient to ask a question and then to have the interpreter ask the question and then to relay the answer back to the interpreter and then to have the interpreter relay the answer to the reporter.
Yeah,
that's why not a lot of questions get asked, and he's hiding behind that, in my opinion, a little bit, more than a little bit.
All right, well, you're not wrong.
Is this going to affect his on the field play at all, Nika? Do you think? That's a tough question to answer because it remains to be seen. I would say no. In my gut, because I don't think we saw really a dip last year when the gambling thing came out with Mizuhara.
No, it probably didn't affect him as day-to-day plays, but is it on his mind? I'm sure he might just be able to compartmentalize.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting because I think the damage control that was done in light of that situation was awful, and they really screwed the pooch, right?
Yeah.
And the story changed, and that's why to this day there are lingering questions about like what was really happening and going on here. And to then say like, oh, I didn't understand what was being said in the locker room. Wait,
what?
You stole my money? Like, that's how it kind of happened. And so it'll be really interesting to compare the crisis analysis team, you know, when they come in and be like, here's how we got to handle the situation. And
who is going to take a fall for this one?
Well, I don't know. I don't think the agent's going to be able to, because he's a little bit too high profile and probably too clean, unlike Ipe over there.
Right.
Too convenient. Yeah. Well,
any more interpreters?
I don't want to speculate too much on this or, you know, say what it was. This whole thing could be a big nothing burger, like I said. I just find it interesting that in 2 years, we now have a second kind of scandal that's breaking in the press about Shohei Ohtani. And depending on what the circumstances end up being, may or may not paint him in a great light, you know? And I'm not saying it's his job to be a saint. It's his job to pitch and hit baseballs, you know, that at the end of the day, you know, I've always said, like, you know, they don't have to like him, you know, they just have to do their job.
Yeah.
They don't have to, I'm just saying, don't put too much faith into them that they're like great people outside of baseball either, you know?
Of course, we don't know them. And also,
and I'm not accusing him of being a bad person either. I want to say that, you know, it's just, you don't know people and you're never going to know them on this level. Right?
There's a lot of money at stake.
Yeah, definitely. On its surface, you know, this was big enough to break in an AP news story. You know?
Was.
And it's a lot of money at stake for whatever. And it could, like I said, it could all be bitter jealousness and ups. You know, these guys could be way out of line. I don't know.
Also, Ohtani could turn around and say, like, I don't know anything about it.
He could.
You know, he's like, I have no clue what was happening. They just used my name. I allowed them to use my name. That's it.
Well, I think he is set to pitch before the Padres series gets underway, so we won't be able to. We will be able to see if this is affecting him pretty early or not.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so either. Not after the way he handled the gambling situation already. So, let us know what you think below. Do you think this is a nothing burger, or do you think this is going to wind up blowing into a bigger story? I'm just kind of curious.